Welcome back, everyone, to Season 3, Episode 24 of the Inside the Woods podcast. A new show where every week we have been giving you an inside look at Dartmouth Big Green Athletics. I'm your host, Mike Coughlin, and this week we're once again checking in on men's hockey.
The Big Green are going to win this one, their 21st of the season. And for the third straight year, Dartmouth will head to Lake Placid in the ECAC semifinals. We know who against. It's a date with the Clarkson Golden Knights.
That's how it sounded on the ESPN Plus broadcast as the Big Green picked up their second straight 4-1 win over Colgate to sweep the Raiders in the ECAC quarterfinals best-of-3 series at Thompson Arena on Saturday to advance to their third straight semifinals. Dartmouth had 4 different goal scorers in Saturday's win, which included Jack Silverberg, Nathan Morin, Hank Cleves, and Cam McDonald. That win was preceded by a victory on Friday where Cleves had a 2-goal night, while Ryan Schelling and Hayden Stavrov each added a score of their own. The Big Green, who have clinched a spot in the NCAA tournament, now will battle Clarkson in the ECAC tournament semifinals in Lake Placid, New York on Friday at 4 p.m. On this week's show, I have junior forward Nikita Nikora, who had 2 assists in Saturday's win over Colgate and is third on the squad in that metric. Additionally, I have head coach Reid Cashman on the show to preview the semifinals and get his thoughts on how his team has performed to start the postseason. Now that introductions are finished, let's get to the rest of the show. Now joining me on the show is Big Green junior forward Nikita Nikora, who is coming off a 2-assist night in last Saturday's ECAC quarterfinal series, clinching 4-1 win against Colgate. Hi Nikita, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, as I mentioned, the squad won it's quarterfinal series over Colgate. What's the feeling around the team after advancing in the ECAC tournament for the third straight season?
It's great. It just feels amazing every year we come here. And this year, it feels special like any other year. And we're so excited to be here and we're ready to go to the battle and we're ready to win this year.
Right, and now you all will take on Clarkson in the semifinals on Friday in Lake Placid, New York. Friday's contest will be a rematch of last season's ECAC tournament semifinals, which the Golden Knights won 4-1. For those of you who were a part of last year's squad, how does last year's game factor into your preparations for this weekend?
We know Clarkson is a really good team. They have a lot of guys returning from last year, and they're a really well-coached team, and we have been preparing the whole week. We just gotta come out and play our best hockey, try our best. And if we play our best hockey, we're gonna win the game.
Right, and in your 3 seasons at Dartmouth, you've recorded more than 60 assists. That's more than any player in the program over that period. Could you talk a little bit about your game and how you're able to do such a good job setting up your teammates?
My job is pretty easy. Just get the puck to my teammates, and they do most of the work most of the time. So, thanks to my teammates for giving me those assists.
Right, and then finally, as your junior season wraps up, could you give our audience some insight into how you've enjoyed Dartmouth College on and off the ice?
It's been a great time since I stepped my foot on the campus, and it's been some of my best years of my life. I never regretted a day coming in here, and we have such a great group of guys. We love each other on and off the ice. We have great time on the ice, and we have great time off the ice. It's just so enjoyable to come to the ring every day and battle alongside my teammates.
Right, well, thanks very much for joining the show, Nikita. I really appreciate it, and I wish you and your squad luck on Friday.
Thank you so much.
Before we get to Reid, we're going to go inside the numbers on Dartmouth's semifinal matchup with Clarkson. After the weekend, the number 2 seed Big Green improved on both their national ranks in scoring offense and defense. They are now 8th in the former, averaging over 3.5 goals per game, and 6th in the latter, allowing a little over 2 goals per game. As for number 8 seed Clarkson, which enters Friday's contest coming off an upset series win over number 1 seed Quinnipiac, it owns the 27th ranked scoring offense and the 29th ranked scoring defense in the country. The Golden Knights average 3 goals per game and allow an average of just under 3 goals. History does not look too fondly on Dartmouth in this matchup. Although the Big Green defeated the Golden Knights twice this season, once in regulation and another time in a shootout, Clarkson is the team that knocked out Dartmouth in last season's ECAC tournament semifinals. On top of that, Clarkson owns a 64, 27, and 10 record over Dartmouth all time. With all that said, only time will tell if the Big Green can get revenge from last year's defeat. In the meantime, though, let's hear from Reid and get his thoughts. Now with me on the show is men's hockey head coach Reid Cashman. Reid's squad advanced to the ECAC tournament semifinals after sweeping Colgate at home this weekend. Hi Reid, thanks for joining the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, as I mentioned, your team is now heading to the ECAC tournament semifinals after 2 4-1 wins over Colgate. How would you assess how your team performed in its first 2 postseason contests?
Yeah, we were really happy with how we played. I think, Colgate was really talented offensively, especially kind of in transition. And I thought we did a great job of kind of eliminating that. Second game got pretty physical and pretty emotional, and I thought for the most part we kept our cool, and then obviously special teams had a great weekend. So thought we played well, and hoping to build off it for the up in Lake Placid here.
Right, the final rounds of the ECAC tournament are being played in Lake Placid, New York, more specifically Herb Brooks Arena, the site of the Miracle on Ice. We just saw the U.S. Olympic team win its first gold medal since 1980. There's been a lot of buzz around the sport. Can you speak a little bit about what it's like to play such a high-stakes game in an arena with so much hockey history?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really cool, town or village, or it just they've done a great job of, kind of honoring the legacy of not even just the hockey, but the Olympics that they hosted. They had the 1980, they had the 1932, obviously that gold medal game, and so in 1980. But the town does a tremendous job of making our league and the 4 teams feel really special. I know that the ticket sales are in a really good place. It's going to be a great environment, and it's not easy to get here. And so for our program, it's a big deal, and we're really honored to be up here.
Right, and waiting to meet you in the semifinals is Clarkson, a bit of a surprise opponent after the Golden Knights pulled off the upset over top-seeded Quinnipiac. Clarkson is a team you've beaten twice this season, once in regulation and once in a shootout. It's also a rematch of last year's semifinal, which Clarkson won 4-1. What challenges do this year's version of the Golden Knights present, and does the fact that it's a rematch factor into your preparations at all?
No, honestly, we haven't talked about it at all. That we played them last year, and we won't. Both teams are obviously there's some returning players, but both teams lost a bunch of guys too. So I think the 2 games this year is really telling. I mean, we beat them 3-1, and then it was a 2-2 tie that went to a shootout, and so it'll be a close game. They're physical. They're extremely disciplined and structured. They make it hard. They don't give up a lot of chances. They don't give up a lot of goals. I have a ton of respect for that coaching staff and how they do it. So I think we know what kind of game it's going to be. Like they're really consistent on tape. I think they know the same about us, and it'll be which team executes at a higher level. And there's always mistakes in hockey. The game's too fast, and it'll come down to can we take advantage of their mistakes and score some goals.
Right, and, this is the program's 3rd straight trip to the semifinal. I know you touched on, some of them, but what do you think the keys to your team advancing to the final or even bringing home an ECAC championship will be?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to play our best game, and I think we've done a better job of that in the last couple of years. I think the first time we were here, there's probably a little bit of a feeling just happy to be there, and it's not that we didn't prepare well, but it was we just didn't have our best game. I think the moment was was a lot for us. I actually really liked the way we played last year. We had chances in the first to get the lead, and we couldn't. And then they did, and you end up chasing the game a little bit. So, we've talked just a lot about our game and playing well. And we think when we play our best game, we're the best team in the league. But there's a challenge in doing that. So I really think we're prepared. I love where we're at mentally. I think the guys, especially our older guys who have been here twice before, they're excited to be here, but they're not in awe of being here. They came up here pretty focused and ready to go tomorrow.
Right, and then lastly, regardless of how the weekend plays out, Dartmouth has clinched a spot in the NCAA tournament. It will be the program's first appearance in more than 45 years. How does it feel to have attained that goal?
Yeah, we haven't talked about it with our guys. We've tried to keep them really focused on the ECAC stuff, but it's come Sunday. It'll be a pretty special moment for this group of guys, for our alums, our school. 46 years since the last time, and it's a big deal, and I'm really proud to be the coach here and see what this group has accomplished. And like I said, that'll be Sunday. Will be a really special moment, and we'll be fired up to prepare to play whoever we're going to play in the NCAA tournament.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining the show, Coach, and I wish you and the squad luck on Friday.
All right. Thank you very much.
And that was Season 3, Episode 24 of the Inside the Woods podcast. As always, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time for more Dartmouth Athletics Talk.